Let's do another one. This is fun. This is good. Yes.
Hi, Dan.
What's your name?
Hi, everybody. My name's Lee, and my
Lee?
Lee.
Lee.
Yeah, we've spoken before.
Hi, Lee.
Hi. And my partner for this exercise is Danny, and I work for a mortgage broker. I work for an incredible mortgage broker. Danny is a business and life coach, and we are both professionals in a hugely saturated market. You can't go to any networking event and find 3 or 4 mortgage brokers, 3 or 4 business life coaches. I don't know Danny well, but my mortgage broker partner is phenomenal. He's been in lending for over 10 years. He could get a cat approved for a mortgage. I'm kidding. He's just phenomenal. His contacts, his resources, his abilities. People find him on LinkedIn. They seek him on LinkedIn. People I met at networking events bounce me, and they connect with him months later on LinkedIn. I was like, I know that person. I met them. And he's like, well, they came after me. How do we market ourselves, brand ourselves in
Very good question.
a very, very saturated market of similar professionals?
So life coaches, mortgage broker, real estate agent, or consultant, or all these things. What's your name, sir?
Danny.
Dan. Good name. So now Dan, not to put you down, but you know what I mean. Like with people, you tell people that, oh, I'm a life coach. People say, oh, fuck, another one of those, right? It's like there's so many people are like calling coaches out there. The problem with those type of professions is that from most people's point of view, they can't tell the difference. Maybe you do care about your clients more, maybe you are smarter, maybe you have more experience, but from the consumer's point of view, they can't tell the difference. They can't tell the difference. So to differentiate yourself, let me share a couple principles with you, and that applies for everybody. Number one is you want to call yourself anything but that. Because the minute you say, I'm a whatever life coach, people have a preconceived idea what that is. So to differentiate yourself, I will do a couple of things. Number one, knowing that in any industry, this is a framework that I teach. I'm trying to see if I can remember it. So bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I might not get 100% right. So you have what I call a generalist. Okay, a generalist is someone, a doctor, right? A lawyer, a mortgage broker, a coach. That's a generalist. Okay. And then you have what I call a specialist. A specialist may be like Andre, a lawyer specifically for trademark, right? Or a merger and acquisition lawyer. Or in the doctor, you have surgeons, cosmetic surgeons maybe. Now, let me ask you a question. In our society, who makes more money, generalist or specialist?
Specialist.
Specialist, okay? So then, so from there, you have generalist, specialist. So the first step you got to do is how can you niche what you do? So instead of, Dan, what kind of coach, who do you coach?
I coach between 45 and 60-year-olds.
45 to 60 years old. Yeah. What type of people? Like what problems you solve for them?
Where there's people who are stuck or who, I overcome people's fears.
Yeah, people's fears?
Yeah.
You see how fucking broad that is? That is like broad. 45 to 60 years old. How can you specialize it some more? How can you narrow it down and say, you know what, this is who I serve? Who is your ideal client? You might think, well, but then I'm giving up, am I turning business away? Yes, you are. But then from the marketplace point of view, when you say, I do this, people like to pigeonhole you. They want to know that you are an expert at something. When you say you do such a broad thing, it's like imagine you go to your dentist. And your dentist checking your teeth, and I can't talk, right? Checking your teeth, and you're like, you know what? Your teeth is pretty good. Let me check your foot as well while I'm at this, right? By the way, why don't I give you a little bit of massage? And also I can kind of crack your back, and I can do a bit of chiropractic work on you. You're like, what the fuck is this? Right? Because he's trying to be everything to everybody. So you want to be a specialist. That's the first step, okay? And then you want to, what I call, become the expert. This is kind of the ladder of wealth. So experts in any industry makes more money than a specialist and more money than a generalist. And expert people is the go-to person. It's just like the partner you work with. He's an expert. They say people,
totally is.
yeah,
Yep.
people talk about him on LinkedIn. People seek him out,
Yep.
and does he have to chase businesses?
Never.
No. So as an expert, business comes to you. Okay. So as an expert, that's good. And then the highest level of wealth is what I call celebrity authority. That's the one that makes the most amount of money.
Is that where you're going?
I think, yeah. I think I'm somewhere between here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Given maybe 3-4 years, I'll be here. Yeah. So celebrity authority. So give me some example of someone who's a celebrity authority that you can think of.
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, yes.
Dan Kennedy.
Dan Kennedy, yes. Tony Robbins, for sure, yes. Who else?
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey, yes. Gordon Ramsay,
Yep.
absolutely, right?
The serial entrepreneur have made
Any other names? Any other names? So you know in any category, there's usually only one or two of them. And they're the one that makes a majority of the money. You have how many Tony Robbins wannabe copycat? You think about motivational speaker. Do you know how much money Tony makes? Do you know, by the way? Take a guess. Do you know?
$1 million an hour.
Huh?
$1 million an hour.
No, $1 million a year. He charged one-on-one for coaching. $1 million a year. No, that's not. But how much he makes? Do you know?
Billions.
Guess. Guess. Just have fun. I know the numbers. Do you know?
30 million.
Okay. So let me compare other motivational speaker. By the way, Tony comes from. Do you know where Tony comes from? The NLP industry, neuro-linguistic programming. All the NLP guys hate him. They hate him because he thinks he doesn't follow the traditional NLP path. He kind of comes up with his own thing. So these guys, speaking of which, I had actually back 10, 11 years ago in Toastmasters, there's an NLP guy, remember David, wannabe NLP guy, and he hates Tony. He's like, oh, Tony, he's a disgrace to NLP community. He's blah, 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 he's blah, blah, blah. I said, he's fucking Tony Robbins. Whatever you complain doesn't matter. Anyway, so Tony, from his seminar, now how do I know these things? Because I'm a friend with his son, Jared Robbins. So Tony, his empire, from Unleash the Power Within, Date with Destiny, the seminar, coaching, all that, is $100 million a year. But that's only part of what he does. Tony owns 20-something plus company. Total, his group of companies do about $6 billion a year. The seminar business is like a tiny percentage of what money that he makes. But that's what he does, right? He's a celebrity authority. Gordon Ramsay, same thing. So then the question is, well, then how do you get to that? Well, yes.
Well, what we're doing with mine is we take on the hard mortgages. We take on construction mortgages and
Nice.
commercial.
So that's being a more specialist, right? Construction mortgage and what type of mortgages?
And commercial.
Commercial mortgages?
A lot of brokers not able to, whatever, don't.
So other people who can approve the mortgages, you're like, you know what? Other people can't do it, we can do it.
Yeah.
The tough ones.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's being a specialist. That's awesome. So from here, for yourself, how can you go from here then to here? So my question to you is, how do you go from here to here? Write a book. That helps. Yes, a book would be good. What else?
Value.
Adding value. How?
Speaking for free.
Yeah, speaking for free. Speaking, that's good. Yes.
Workshops.
Workshops, that's good. Yes. A blog.
Free material.
Yeah. Publish content online, articles.
YouTube.
YouTube, yes.
Video.
Videos, yes, videos. Interviews. Interview other experts. That's actually very powerful. Many years ago, when I was getting started as a copywriter, and I was trying to get clients, and I still remember, open up the yellow page, and I would call the business owners. Hey, do you need an ad? I can write your ad. I charge $300. I charge $100. And, a lot of rejection, a lot of hang up. So I'm like, okay, this is no good. So then I talked to a few of these expert copywriters. You guys know what copywriting is? Do you know? Okay, copywriting meaning it's the people who write your ads, marketing people, advertising people. So they write the headline, they write the full page ad, yellow page ad, or your website. Yeah, that's a copywriter. So, and I would talk to other copywriters who have been in business for many, many years, and I would say, well, what can I do? I want to do what you do. I want to be more successful. Oh, Dan, you're too young. How many heard that before? You're too young, right? And then you know how it is? You're too young, and you're too young, one day you are? Like somehow, just, you're too young, like, you're too old. There is no like middle ground. Like what the hell when is the perfect age? Yeah. Is it 35? Is it 36 and 10 months? Nobody can answer that. Anyway, so you gotta hone your craft. You gotta build up your portfolio, and you gotta work with people. And in about 10 years, because at the time the top copywriters in the world, they charge about $10,000 to create a marketing campaign. $10,000. I was charging $200. I'm like, okay, so $10,000, $200. How do I do what you do? 10 years. I said, I don't have 10 years. I got to take care of my mom. I got to pay the bills. So what could I do? There's no shortcut. I said, there has to be a shortcut. No, there's no shortcut. Okay. I said, who are the experts in the industry who are charging this kind of money? So here's what I did. It's called branding by association. Branding by what? Association. So at the time, I put together a product, information product, cassette tapes. Cassette tapes, okay? I came up with a product, you can still search online, called $1 Million Copywritings, $1 million Marketing Secrets of the Greatest Copywriters. That was a long title. No, it wasn't selling. But I put together that product, and I picked the top 15, 18 copywriters in the world, and I interviewed them. Cassette tape. I was doing it from my home, like that, with a cassette tape recorder. There was no Skype back then. It was just like that, and I would record the conversations. And because it's the cassette, I had the cassette tape, right? So I had to record this way because I don't want it to be too loud, my voice. So we're doing it like that, okay, for an hour. It was stupid. Anyway, I put together this product. Didn't sell any. But what happens is, all these guys are charging $10,000 to write a campaign, the best in the world. I find a friend to interview me, and I put myself in there as a package. And I use this package, and I give it to potential clients, and say, you know what? I am featured in here. It's my product, but I'm featured in here. And I say, and I write copy for people. But these guys charge $10,000. I only charge $2,000. Oh, I'm not going to pay $10,000. $2,000, you're good. So that's what I did. I used it as a lead generation, as a trust-building thing. So I didn't sell any of it, but I just give it away. And sometimes I give that cassette to some people. They say, no, I get it. I see your name. You're good. I'll hire you. What do you need? So that's how I got my foot in the door. Let me tell you one more thing. How many of you have heard of J. Conrad Levinson? Do you know J. Conrad Levinson? So J. Conrad Levinson, he wrote maybe you've heard of the book called Guerrilla Marketing. Guerrilla Marketing. So J. Conrad Levinson is the all-time best-selling author for business books. Jay sold about 30 million books worldwide, okay, for small business. So Guerrilla Marketing series, you can search online. So at the time, I know, going back to the strategy I shared with you, who could I get that if I get that person as a client would give me everybody else? So I approached J. Conrad Levinson, and I said, Jay, I saw your ad. Can I rewrite your ad for you? No charge. If it's good, great. If not, if it's good, just give me a little testimonial. I would appreciate it. And Jay's like, oh, you're a young guy. That's awesome. I'll do it for you. And we did. So I rewrote his ad and actually, I think, triple his conversion. So triple his sales. He was very happy. Gave me a little testimonial. More than that, he said, Dan, you do good work. You're a smart guy. Why don't I endorse you to my list? Now, when that happens, what do you say? Yeah, like, hell yeah, right? Thank you. And he did. And he did. From there, the demand shot through the roof. So from 2000, within 2 years, maybe even a year and a half, from $200, 2,000. So from here, getting the endorsement from Jay, 5,000, 7,000 a campaign. Very short period of time. People talk about this. We are conditioned to what I call climbing the ladder of success from school. Grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9. And then what do? Grade 10, 11, 12, right? And after that, what do? What do?
Safe, secure job.
No, but then you go to university, right? And then I go to university, how many years? Yeah, 4 years. And after you graduate university, what do? You get a job and you work your way. Yeah, and then until you, yeah. That's what it is. We're conditioned to climb this ladder of success. Instead of what I do, I say, don't look for the ladder to climb. Take the elevator instead. And that's how I think. It takes 10 years? Fuck that. How could I get there faster? Well, I do some out-of-the-box stuff. Associate myself with experts, successful people, get endorsement from celebrities in their niche, and I could increase my prices and move up to this ladder. This is not fair, but it's a fact. The top, this triangle, this celebrity, authority, expert, they make more money. They probably make, this 3-4% makes 97% of money. It's just the way. Most people, they're trying to fight. They're trying to lower the price, trying to be cheap, trying to lowball, trying to do what everybody else is doing. These guys are like, whatever, let you do what you do. They do something totally. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. How about take 2 minutes? How long? 2. Discuss. Find your partner. What I've just said, what I've shared with you so far. Yeah? 2 minutes. Go.
10 times your finances, 10 times your business, 10 times your marketing, 10 times your life. Hit the subscribe button now.